All right, I wanted to react to the way that the right and the left are reacting to what happened to Charlie Kirk, okay? So I think at the very root of it, what's important to do is focus on the core things that we agree about, right? Political violence is wrong. What happened to him shouldn't have happened. I would say that 99% of people feel that way. Okay, because guys, I don't care what side you're on, every side has its band of chuckleheads that just think it's all no holds barred and they can do whatever the fuck they want. All right. But normal, rational people all believe that political violence is wrong and that what happened to him shouldn't have happened. Okay, so that's where we agree. But here's where we are on completely different sides. And this rhetoric from the right that like we are supposed to experience Charlie Kirk's death in a specified way speaks to the whole root of the problem, right? The right, so let's look at why the right is feeling the way that they're feeling, right? They feel that Charlie Kirk was, and I'm not going to do air quotes here because I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they feel that Charlie Kirk was a godlike man who was preaching, whatever they found attractive about his message, all right? But very typically the right, what is coming from them is a lot of these sort of culture war issues, and they want to impose their version of morality on the rest of the country. So, so they're experiencing this loss and going like, oh, he was really standing up for that, right? That version of morality. So to them, this is a great loss. And again, I said it in another video, I'll say it again. You guys have to leave space for that, all right? You have to leave space for them to experience what they're experiencing, all right? But on the left, what we heard, so that's their brand of Christianity, right? But the left's brand of Christianity, and yes, I'm sorry to tell you, right, you don't have the market cornered on Christianity. You don't. You think you do. You act like you do, but you don't. Okay? You pick and choose what you want to focus on just the same way that the left does, right? So the left focuses on compassion, empathy, helping others, right? And they choose not to focus on those other, for our measure, more hateful parts of Scripture, okay? So you guys say, the right says, oh, the left, like they're a bunch of pagans and, they don't believe in God and they're not Christians and all this, that, and the other. No, it's just that we don't read the Bible and interpret it the same way you do, which is the very reason why we're not experiencing Charlie Kirk's death the way that you are. I mean, we're all experiencing it that like, this is a moment where everybody needs to step back. This was wrong. I mean, I don't care how you cut the deck. There are some people that may think that this was whatever. I think this was wrong, all right? And you will never hear me saying otherwise. It was wrong, okay? But the left feels like he preached division and hate because the left feels like Christianity is about compassion, right? Kindness, love, inclusion. And of course, Charlie Kirk's message was antithetical to that, okay? So of course, the left feels like, okay, this person was out here, this is for the left's measure, spreading a lot of hateful things for their measure, okay, and that they didn't love that message, all right? So they are just the same way as the left has to leave space for the right, all right? The right has to leave space for the left. You don't get to tell us not only how to live our lives, you don't get to tell us how to experience someone else's death. I mean, that is insanity, right? Because it's like you guys, and I'm talking to the right here for a second, okay? You've lost the basic understanding that America, the whole concept of America, right? That's why they called it the American experiment, is because the concept was that people could govern themselves based on ideas, discussion, democracy, all of those things, right? So when the right tries to tell the left, tries to shove down our throat, right? You will live a certain way, you will do a certain thing, blah, 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 blah. Of course, the left is over here like, who the fuck put you in charge? Because the whole point of being an American is that you are supposed to be able to live next to, amongst, work with, whatever, people with whom perhaps you are not ideologically, politically, religiously aligned, and you are supposed to leave space for each other, okay? So when someone like Charlie Kirk, who for our measure on the left did not do that, of course people on the left are not going to be, again, hold on, I want to attack this for a second, because there's this feeling from the right that if we're not over here all busted up crying about what happened to Charlie Kirk, that we support violence. No, people are dynamic. They can experience multiple things, right? They can experience that, damn, that was wrong and that was fucked up and that shouldn't have happened. And also go, but I'm not going to lie and pretend that I thought Charlie Kirk was a good guy, right? We don't have to sane wash, whitewash, whatever wash you guys want us to put on it, just because you on the right are feeling saddened by this loss, as you should. If you subscribed to his message, of course, his passing is a loss for you spiritually, politically, and in all those ways. So I don't mean to like rant on incessantly, but this is an important moment to understand that as Americans, we don't agree about what it means to be Christian anymore. We don't agree about what it means to be American anymore. I mean, just go watch some of Charlie Kirk's things. You know, he had a very decisive idea about who was and was not American. Okay, so we don't agree about who was American. We don't agree about who's Christian. We don't agree about what freedom means. Right? Half of us want a democracy. The other half of us want a dictatorship. We don't agree what a patriot is. I mean, we are not only are we not living in the same truth, in the same world, we are not talking to each other anymore because our basic definitions, which we used to share, we don't even have those in common anymore. So just like you over there on the right, you're free to pick and choose, your portions of the Bible to focus on and say that that's Christianity for you. Okay, just like the left is allowed to pick and choose the things about the Bible that they find to be what they think that Jesus meant, right? And they're also Christians. So this constant implication and insinuation from the right that the left is evil or somehow lacks morality simply for not, crying themselves to sleep over what happened, that's wrong. And it speaks to the core issue of what is wrong in this country, right? Which is that there is this lack of general understanding that America, look, if people in America, when they came here, if they had wanted to live all doing the same thing, all believe in the same religion, all come right through the same cookie cutter mold, the way that the right would have it if they could, they never would have left. They came here to do something different, right? And different means that you have to leave space for everybody to experience this life, this world, this country, their faith, their love, their friendships, their family structures, the way that feels appropriate for them, so long as they're not infringing upon your rights, okay? So I wanted to address that for a second because I feel like I'm just getting really tired of the right kind of looking at the left and acting like we're immoral for not responding a certain way when, and I don't want to rub salt in the wound, but I don't know if y'all have like short-term memory loss or what, but when Hortman and a whole slew of other people, okay, have been attacked, assassinated, whatever, I don't remember the people. Not only do I not remember the people on the right not crying about it, I remember a lot of them, including the person that you elected as president, making fun of it, and kind of like enjoying it. So I think it takes a lot of hypocrisy for your side to come at us now and say that we're this, that, and a third for not experiencing Charlie Kirk's death the way that you're experiencing it, okay? You do not get to dictate the terms of other people's lives. That is anti-American, all right? That's my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think. Keep the conversation respectful in the comments and I'm going to do another video later about this, but good Lord, some of the shit that people are saying about the videos that I did yesterday. Like, I had to watch it back and be like, did I say that? No, I didn't, okay? Because listening is the thing. Anyway, I'll see y'all later.